Into this video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all a stock that just broke out and has a lot of upside. And we're also going to be looking at the overall market to get you guys prepared, as always. Alright, y'all, let's dive into the chart right off the bat. We got the SPY futures this time. I'm using the SPY futures because between all of the futures, the one that's easiest to read. I gave you guys a warning yesterday, and some of y'all disagreed. Y'all thought the market was going to tank. Again, I made an assumption about that structure that was cooking, that structure that was in progress, and what I was looking for, that 60-70 level to break. I told y'all to set your alerts right there, because once that breaks, we're going all the way up to 61.30. All right, and I was wrong about it getting there today, but that means the move might just be prolonged for another 24 hours. We're still bullish on the overall markets. All right, I'm not fighting this trend. The breakout occurred at like 11 right here. It played some games at supports before really taking off in the afternoon and closing quite strong with massive volume into the close. And tomorrow there may or may not be some data being reported. There may or may not be some data. All right, I'm not sure. I have to look at FinViz. But with this structure alone, typically what's supposed to happen is a move in this green circle. So tomorrow it may just jump. We may see a jump overnight before we kind of fade into Friday, right? Or we could just open up under 6100 and immediately just push out the gates. That's option number one and option number two. That's what you should look out for. The other indices, let's see here. The Nasdaq, okay, the Nasdaq is almost at 21,870. We'll see if it can make it tomorrow. The VIX isn't quite at 12, but it's still downtrending. All right, looks like it's going for 12. If we go on here, the daily, yeah, that gap at the bottom right here at like 14 bucks, that's going to get filled probably tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Now, the stock that just broke out, that stock is none other than, again, just like yesterday, right? SPY looks excellent. For those of you who traded SPY and QQQ, just like yesterday, again, SPY look excellent. But we gotta look at Microsoft. All right, and the reason why I want to share Microsoft with y'all is because it's forming. There's a lot of dojis at support. Support on this chart is right at 410. Is right here. That's where support is. Okay, and if we take a dive into this chart and we go onto the 1 hour, what you can see after this massive earnings dump is that there is a bullish pennant that's breaking out in after hours right now. The bullish pennant is right here, and it broke out with volume. Well, the volume, yeah, it broke out with volume. It broke out with volume right here at, I believe this is 11, at 10 o'clock actually. Yeah, so it broke out at 10 o'clock and closed quite strongly. You see the volume is increasing. This is a good sign. The structure looks good. What it's not supposed to do is get back underneath 412. What it's not supposed to do is get back underneath 412. If it gets under there, then the play is nullified, okay? But if I think what's going to happen with the SPY occurs, then I can expect Microsoft to make a move all the way up to 420. Right up here. All right, so watch Microsoft for a bounce. Relative to QQQ, this one has a lot of room to go and needs to catch up. Like QQQ was somewhere around like, let's do that comparison thing. Let's see. I think it's studies. Yeah. Okay, add study. And then compare, and then we're gonna do custom symbol, and we're gonna do QQQ. Yeah, and we're gonna edit that to candles, and we're gonna do apply. There you go. So this is what I'm talking about. When you compare, again, this is a $3 trillion stock. And when you compare these really big cap stocks with the indices, they're supposed to be fairly like near the same points. All right, so this one has some room to go, like a lot of room to go. Massive upside. So keep Microsoft on your watch list for tomorrow. All right, now the other stock to keep on your radar, despite the fact that some of the semi stocks didn't do too well, that stock is MU. All right, now I want to share MU with y'all for a similar reason, not the same reason, similar reason. Microsoft had a bullish pennant. This one has an ascending triangle, the same ascending triangle that we're seeing on SPY. All right, and it broke out at 10 o'clock, like an hour before SPY got out, and the ascending triangle is right over here. Thus, watch this one for a move up to $96.50. The appropriate entry was in here. If you bought calls on it, congratulations, you should be up, but there is more money to be made on this specific stock. All right, now speaking of the other semi stock, AMD collapsed, and they kind of recovered a little bit during the middle of the day. And today, Qualcomm reported earnings. And Qualcomm, this is an IV crush. I told y'all before, if you gamble through earnings, both sides are gonna get annihilated tomorrow, and the contracts are gonna get cheaper, which is gonna be nice. All right, so I do expect this thing to rebound. It's not down by a lot. It's not down by too much. It's back down to support at 167. There's gonna be a new structure at some point in the middle of the day, and especially with those cheap contracts, there might be a good payout. The other stock that had really good earnings, let me go on the 1 minute. ARM. This one had earnings, and it also turned out like this, IV crush, which is nice because the contracts get demolished. So this is another one to keep on your watches for a rebound, back up to like 180. All right. Now let's do an update. Congratulations to anybody who made money on CrowdStrike. I had it. I had CrowdStrike. I bought it right here, and then I got rid of it. I got rid of it at 8:52, 22 minutes after the market opened, because it wasn't moving fast enough. So if you held throughout this entire move, congrats. All right. After getting out of CrowdStrike, my main focus was SPY and MU. These were the only two ones because there was the next two cleanest structures after this. Is it going to make its way up here to 424? I think so. It's just being a little slow. And the volume with, like, the thing that pisses me off about this stock specifically, like CrowdStrike, a lot of the stocks in the like software, like cybersecurity industry, and Adobe, like what pisses me off the most is that their volume sucks, right? So a structure that looks really good can move in a terrible fashion like that. And the move that I really want to see, which is from here up to here, like, it doesn't start out the gates, and that makes me kind of mad, because I'm looking at the overall market, I'm looking at the SPY, and when the SPY starts to pull over, like, that's when I'm like, okay, this is not actually going to make it. But eventually it did, so it's kind of frustrating, but oh well. SPY and MU moved up, so I'm pretty fine. Now, looking at another stock, we gotta look at Amazon. Amazon has earnings in the morning, okay? And Amazon has a structure on there which is making me believe that it might exceed expectations. It might. There was a bull flag on there. We have a break and retest on here. We have the retest right there. And then we have another dip right here. So it's trying to hold its weight. It has earnings tomorrow. And I think this is one of those scenarios where Amazon like saves the market. It's gonna do what Apple was supposed to do last week. I think because Apple tanked. So I think this one is actually going to surprise everybody and squeeze shorts. How high is it gonna go? I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say 245, maybe 250. But again, pulling anything through earnings is 150% gambling. All right, so just keep that in mind. It's my very honest thoughts on all of these stocks. And that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 8 p.m. Central Time. So definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul and Guman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Weibo, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.